What's going on, everyone? I've been making videos for almost 10 years. 10 years. So why not update everyone, because it's been a while. Before my last video, I had an unexpected hiatus that lasted almost a year and a half. So before I give an update, let's reminisce a bit because 10 years. Enjoy the Painkiller Black Edition gameplay in the background. I'm really rusty at it. It's been years since I last played it. I'm not amazing at first-person shooters, but I'm really rusty at this one. Also, I recommend Painkiller Black Edition. It's a great game. When I started this channel, I had this hand-me-down laptop and a Fred Flintstone chair. I forgot where I got it, but I've sat on rocks in the middle of the alleyway that felt more comfortable than his chair. I was a stubborn person. I did not want to spend what little money I had on another chair, even though the one that I was using for years felt like a buzzsaw was attacking my lower back. It's just a Fred Flintstone chair because it felt like the most uncomfortable stone, a stone that was carved by, what's the right word for it? Carved by someone that hated humanity, especially their lower backs. I got a story for you because for this channel, Retrospective Gaming, being on YouTube for almost 10 years, it's right around the corner. That is a milestone. So let me tell you about the night before I started working on my first video. For some reason, it was late at night. And I don't know why. I don't know what cursed thoughts I had, but I wanted to go to 7-Eleven. Now, there's some good things in 7-Eleven, but most of the time, you're punishing your stomach because it's really cheap, or you're just trying to get a Slurpee. I don't know why, but I started walking late at night. It was about 10 p.m. It's open 24/7. And at that time, I was living, I would say, in this mid-sized city, because I've lived in mid-sized to big cities most of my life, but this area was more secluded. Not a swamp or the backwoods, but a little bit more quiet and definitely more trees and wooded areas around. And there was this long stretch of road, and I was walking down the street thinking about a lot of stuff, including, well, why I want to do YouTube and all that. I'm a loudmouth, but I never recorded videos before. I just ranted in public or just be a loudmouth at parties with my friends and all that. But recording videos and all that stuff, editing, it's a different type of thing. So, just looking back on that, the first video, if you go back and look at it, I was using this aging laptop that was terrible. And I used that for almost 7 years. When I first got it, it was a hand-me-down. And I used it for 7 years almost. And the first 2 or 3 videos, I used the mic on the laptop, and I tried so hard to clean the audio up, but it sounded like I was recording 20 leagues under the sea in a submarine. So, back to the night before. I was walking down this road, and it was serene, which was odd, because usually you hear cars buzzing quite a bit, but this night it was different. And usually when nights are foggy, any video game reference they bring up is Silent Hill. But fuck that. It was not like Silent Hill. It was more like Fatal Frame or Kuon. Kuon is a PS2 horror game, Kuon. It definitely needs to be talked about more. And Fatal Frame, that's more known. That's the series where the girl sees ghosts in her camera. It's been a while since I played it, but it's highly recommended. And speaking of Kuon, I remember one of the ads, and it was this demon girl laying down and staring at you with the most venomous stare. Like that look alone would steal whatever essence fuels our lives. But back to that night. Walking to the store. Nothing happens. But on the way back, I walked past this lake. And I don't know what is it about this, but this time, even though I've been past this lake dozens of times, I heard this raucous. It sounded like a growl and roar put together. It was so disgusting. It was one of the most muddled, scratchy, horrific just noises that I've ever heard. And it's a sound that I still remember vividly. And I mean vividly as in I can paint a picture with just that noise. And when I heard that, I froze. I knew it wasn't human or it wasn't no animal or human. It was something else. Now, I've been known to be a bit eccentric. I remember some British guy saying they called me a nutter, but it was in an endearing way because he liked my channel. But he called me a nutter, which, guess what? I am a nutter, but I know what I saw. Now, what does that have to do with this video, though? What does that have to do with the channel? Besides this happening right before I started working on my first video, nothing, but it's been almost 10 years. That's a milestone for this channel, so why not tell a story? I don't mess with that shit. Well, not anymore. That was one of the few times where I had common sense and learned to not run headfirst into everything that happens, because I don't trust the ocean, I don't trust lakes, pools, whatever. I'm a decent swimmer, but I ain't messing with the aquatic terror. There's a thing in Japanese folklore, well, quote-unquote folklore, they call the umibozu. It's this like 50-foot gigantic entity that comes out in the ocean. They call it folklore. Now, I know those things exist. I don't know if they look like that exactly, but I'm not messing around. I'm not fucking around, and I'm not finding out, because there are things, especially in the deep sea, cosmic horrors, and that's why I don't mess with the ocean. Whatever was in the lake that night, whatever entity, spirit, whatever, life can be stranger than fiction, and knowing my luck, always keep aware of your surroundings. You don't know if some goofy fuck is gonna try to make you a sideshow or something. You never know when some time paradox jerk comes out of nowhere and tries to involve you in one of its diabolical, self-destructive plans, or tries to hurt you. Because I'm not a sideshow. If I choose to be a sideshow, I better be in a fucking carnival getting paid a decent amount of money. I wanted to work in a carnival, a traveling carnival, when I was younger. It was probably wishing me luck. So that was the start to this channel. What happened about 15 hours before I tried working on a video. So the start of this channel was me with this terrible chair, a hand-me-down crap top, and the first 2 videos with a laptop mic, which sounded like I was just, I don't know. It sounded like I was using the first mic that was ever recorded. But I'm still here, and that's a milestone for me. I'm not saying that this channel is a cultural landmark or it's known throughout the masses or it's super important, but to me, it means a lot that even after taking an unplanned hiatus, almost a year and a half, people still watched when I uploaded, and they still was curious about me. People sent me messages, people wondered when I was coming back, and when I uploaded a couple months ago, people were there to watch. That means a lot to me. Sometimes you get so busy, sometimes there's so much going on that even if you have the time to do something, you get caught up in so much stuff that you look and you think that only a couple of months passed by. But then I realized that it's been over a year. That really helped motivate me to get back on YouTube. I was watching older videos too at that time. Now, I'm not talking about 2015 or 2016. I'm talking about old YouTube, as in 2007 to 2012, back in the days where there was a 10-minute upload limit on, I think, most channels. You could only do 10 or 11 minutes. I saw some old speedruns and people ranting in front of the worst cameras imaginable, and it clicked. I'm passionate about this hobby. There's still a lot I want to talk about, revisit, and new things to review. I just want to give my perspective and talk. I'm a loudmouth, and I know that sometimes I can come off as, well, maybe not sometimes, but a lot of times, what is that guy talking about? But that's part of the charm. This is who I am, and when I'm passionate about something, I'm passionate about it. So I'm glad that people are here to still watch me. So that's what's going on. I'm not saying that the rest of this year I'm going to be really active, but there are videos coming out, and there are some ones that I plan on that I'm going to put a lot of work into. The Arcanum video from 2021, that was my longest video to date. I plan on surpassing that length. I think that video was 1 hour and 22 minutes, but I'm making longer videos now. I've been doing that for a little bit, 40 to 50 minutes and all that, but there will be a video that I will upload in the future that will definitely go over 1 hour again. I might surpass my last longest video and go 2 hours. But 2 hours would be my limit because there's a bunch of stuff I want to cover. And I am known to ramble, go off topic a bit, and rant, and that can be interesting. But overall, I just want to get better. I want to keep getting better. I want the quality of my videos to improve each time. And I'm not talking about special effects or the editing and all that, because my editing is pretty basic. I'm one person, I got a mic, I play a game, I record, and I tell you about it. And I try to use footage relevant to what I'm talking about. So that's about it. I'm just talking about being clear, concise, on point, and just getting better and better. So that's my goal. I want this channel to be as viewed as many times as possible. I know I'm a niche channel, but I'm thankful and I'm lucky that this many people watch my videos, and even after taking a long unplanned hiatus, people are still here. So I want to get better. I want this channel to grow more, and that's what's going on. And there are a lot of things that I want to do. Looking back at some of my older videos, this is the thing, and anyone that's uploaded for a long time, or just any creative endeavor, or just projects in general, right? When you look back at some of your older stuff, you sit there and think, why did I do that? That was terrible. And I look back at some of my older reviews, and some of them, I could have done way better. There are some, oh my gosh, there are some videos out there that I did, some of my older reviews. I've definitely gotten better, but some of them just flat out sucked, and that's just how it is. You look back at your older videos and you could admit the flaws. You can understand, why did I do this? Why did I try to use this editing technique? Why did I record my first 2 videos on a microphone on a laptop that was already busted to begin with? And the funny thing, that laptop that I was using for the first 6 or 7 years of this channel, it's a saint. It's wonderful compared to the laptop I was using before I started YouTube. It was another hand-me-down laptop, and you want to know how bad it got? It almost overheated playing Fallout. Not Fallout 3, not Fallout New Vegas, but Fallout, 1997 Fallout. I checked under the laptop, and it was about to burn my knees. Playing a game from 1997 and doing YouTube gaming content with a terrible setup. It's a unique experience. It's pretty funny looking back on it, because even games that came out maybe in 2009, 2010, even games that in theory should run perfectly fine, they kind of lagged a bit, and people noticed. And sometimes I got comments, hey, why is that old ass game running kind of choppy sometimes in your footage? Well, the answer is most of the time it's because I had a bad setup. Just because you can play a game doesn't mean it's always going to be very smooth when you're trying to record footage also. And sometimes it showed, hey, that's the way it is when you're broke as fuck. That's the way it is when you're using rubber bands, duct tape to hold your laptop together sometimes. You're trying to have a house metaphorically and keep it together with popsicle sticks, and using cardboard boxes because you don't want to get a laptop holder and you don't want to have that shit on your carpet. Even that laptop that I was using for the first 7 years of the channel, way better than the hand-me-down I was using before, because I don't think that laptop could even run a game from 2008. Hey, that's just the way it is. But even through all that, even when my hardware sucked, even when there was a lot of limitations, I hope that my passion for this hobby, I hope that when I talk about something, it shows that, hey, I'm interested in this thing. I want to tell you my thoughts. I used a really shitty laptop for a long time, but it's a trooper because it's still there. I got a PC now, I got a desktop, and I upgraded everything, and it's way better, but it's one of those things where I use a way better setup to continue to play older games, and I love that. When you've been on YouTube for a while, or you've been doing stuff for a while, you just get in this groove where you want to go back and revisit things before because you could have done better. So I'm caught between this thing where I'm definitely covering new stuff, I want to do that, but I also want to revisit some of the games that I covered in the past because I didn't like that review. Now, the revisiting thing that I did, the last 3 videos that I did that, it was Arcanum, it was Neo Scavenger, and Anachronox. Now, my original reviews of Anachronox and Arcanum, I'm fine with that. The Neo Scavenger one, that was strictly because I revisited it because I wanted to do a better job covering it, because my original video, my original review of that, it just sucked. So you get caught in that groove where you just want to revisit things, whether you want to do better than you did before, or you just feel like talking about it again. Because like I said before, Anachronox and Arcanum, I was fine with the original reviews. I just wanted to play them again and covering new things. So I'm going to do my best to try and keep a balance of revisiting things for whatever reason and covering new stuff, because there are a lot of things I want to cover. There are a lot of things that go under the radar, not talked about as much, or just completely forgotten that I want to talk about. And I want to go back to making concept art videos again. This was something that I did early on in my channel, but a couple years into it, I just got busy with other stuff. I uploaded concept art videos, and I love looking at concept art, and I want to do more of those too, covering a whole series. There's just a lot of stuff I want to cover on this channel. I want to continue to put out content. I'm passionate about it. I got my mojo back for it, and I appreciate the support, and I appreciate everyone waiting, all the messages, all the welcome backs and all that on my last video. I really appreciate it. So, now, I just gotta upload more videos. So stay tuned, and just watch out for the ocean and all that. Take care of yourself. Have a great day.